Okay, so Google has this Google Doodle contest for 5 categories of 8 different age groups of school children from kindergarten through 12th grade. And I presume this contest is essentially to try to see which kids around the country might have the best potential talent as one day being a Google Doodle artist. They had 114,000 entries, and from those they chose 250 semi-finalists. That's one from each state for each of 5 age groups. So then they had 50 semi-finalists for each age group, and from that they chose the top 10, and they're giving us the option, the opportunity, to vote which of those 10 finalists of each age group we like the best. So we had the choice to choose 50 drawings out of a selection of... No, we had the choice to select 5 drawings out of a choice of 50. Out of 50, we get to choose 5 drawings that we think show the best talent as a Google Doodle artist. And I'm just going to show you the ones that I chose. And then I'll give you the link in the video so that you can go and see the top. You can see the top 250 semifinalists, and you can also see the top 50 finalists, and you can also cast your own votes out of those top 50 finalists, which ones you think are the best. If you agree with my choices, then vote for them. If you think that somebody else actually had a better drawing that you'd rather vote for, then do that. I'm just going to show you the ones quickly that I chose. Okay, here we are. The youngest age group of kindergarten through 3rd grade, I chose this 2nd grader from Wisconsin's drawing of pirate times. I thought it was very colorful, attractive, not too cluttered, incorporated the Google letters into the drawing very, very well. And I liked it the best from that age group. I like the way the sun is a letter O. I like the parrot. I like the way the G is the pirate. And the L is a coconut tree on a desert island. It all works very well. The pirate chest is the letter E, being partially open. That's extremely... for a 2nd grader, this was great. I chose this kid. 4th and 5th grades, I chose this entry from a 5th grader in Maryland. The theme was Hungarian needlework. Again, she incorporated the Google letters into the objects very well. The weaving basket was the letter G. The needle was the letter L. The Hungarian folk artist presumably doing this needlework, was the 2nd letter G, with her legs forming the bottom of the G, well, sort of. And the first O was a very attractive image of needlework. Wasn't cluttered at all. This kid has potential, I think, so I voted for this one. 6th and 7th grade, I voted for this 7th grader from Wyoming, whose theme was Googlehenge. She turned the Google logo into a sort of a Stonehenge, where she turned Stonehenge into the Google name with all these little Neolithic people pulling up the giant stone representing letter L. Exactly the sort of creativity you expect from a Google Doodle. So I voted for this. category 8th and 9th grade, I voted for this 8th grader from West Virginia, whose theme was the 1851 World Exposition in London. There's a lot going on artistically, and yet not too cluttered, but there's a lot to look at. A lot of sort of, not exactly detail, but all these different people going through the exposition hall exactly as you would expect. I wonder if she took this from a photograph or not, or just for her own imagination. The Google lettering logo is incorporated very subtly, if anything a little too subtly, but you have to look for the letters G, O, O, G, the L is a pillar, and the style, the artistic style is what is from the Renaissance chiaroscuro, where the center of the canvas becomes the farthest distant point from the observer of the painting. And as you get closer to the sides of the painting, you get the parts that are closer to the observer, which was a Renaissance style that was done to give realism using methods of geometry to give realism to painting. And this person incorporated this, even though it's not a Renaissance theme. It still works very well for this 1851 exposition hall in London. So I voted for this one. And the last one was from a 12th grader in Kansas. Stone Age cave painting was the theme, and this was very, very well done. Exactly the sort of thing you would expect on a Google Doodle. If the theme of the day was Neolithic cave paintings. The G is turned into a very long horned, presumably extinct form of deer or goat, very long horns, and stylistically very much like the cave paintings, a bit stiff. And what the hell do you expect? This is 40 to 50,000 years ago. Of course, it was brilliant for the tools they had at the time. The O, as you might expect people in 40,000 years ago to depict the sun. An extinct mammoth whose trunk forms the lower part of the second G very creatively. The spear, naturally, the spear which is responsible probably for this mammoth being extinct, forms the L, and the snake forms the E. And there's this, I don't know what you call this style of sort of, it's a brushed in image where the borders of the drawing, it doesn't go out to the borders. It's just this little, like you're wiping off a foggy windshield, and you see this little, there must be a name for it, but I don't know what it is. Anyhow, I thought this was very well done, exactly what you'd expect from a Google Doodle artist, and so I voted for this one. I'm going to put the link to the contest page in the description box. So if you want to go see the 250 semifinalists and the 50 finalists and vote for your choices, whether they're the same as mine or not, you have the choice to decide which ones you thought were the best. If you agree with me, please vote for any of the 5 that I've chosen. And that's the end of this video. Doodaloo. Doodaloo. It's a play on words. See, it's like toodaloo, but it's doodle.